Chairman Lee Kun-hee once told his executives to change everything but your family. By 2012, Samsung would spend over $10 billion in that year on research and development and become one of the top 10 ranked global brands. The heart of every home is the kitchen. The heart of every kitchen is its fridge, letting food bring families together since 1938.
And welcome to Openshop and welcome to Australia's home shopping first sell of Samsung fridges. This is a luxury fridge without that luxury price tag. We've got new technology, we've got an incredibly sleek looking fridge that's going to bring that kitchen of yours up into that modern day look, but it's all about the technology. It's about keeping things fresher, about keeping them colder, having a cold glass of water, having an automatic ice dispenser, whether you want cubed ice, whether you want crushed ice. You've got tempered glass shelves. This is Samsung, this is quality. And here today to talk to us all about this incredible brand is Robbie. How are you going, Robbie?
I'm great, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited.
We're really excited to have you here because you know all about this brand. And look, Samsung is an incredible brand and everybody recognises a Samsung brand. But tell us a little bit more about this incredible brand.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm sure that there's lots of customers at home right now and they're looking around their house and they've probably got quite a few Samsung products already. You might have a smartphone, you might have a smart TV, you might already have one of our refrigerators or washing machines or vacuums. Look, we do it all and we've done it all for many years to be one of Australia's most loved brands.
And it is a brand that's recognised worldwide. Worldwide, Samsung is a phenomenon. It is a brand that people trust, that people recognise. But when we're talking about fridges, Robbie, this is something that may be new. Maybe people haven't had a Samsung fridge before. They've certainly had other brands. Tell us a little bit about this fridge. Who designed it? How did it come about?
Well, very interestingly, it's not just a team of guys sitting in a room designing these fridges. We actually do a lot of research with our customers to make sure that we make the right products for them, using their insights and basically things that they want in the fridge. So at the end of the day, consumers at home are the people that design this fridge.
So what you're telling me now is that, you know, you guys are actually designing fridges to suit our requirements and our needs. So this has been built from the ground up to suit the Australian consumers' needs, yeah?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, you know, if you do have a fridge at home and if it's been there for 5 years or it's been there for 10 years and it's not delivering you what you need, it could actually be costing you money because, of course, the fridge is where we're storing our food and, you know, there's a lot of expensive food in our fridge and in our freezer, and if it's not stored correctly, it expires quicker, right? But the other thing is having a family-size fridge this size, you can actually load it up. You can fill up the freezer, you can be saving money by buying in bulk and storing things in the freezer compartment as well. So this is side by side. So we have the fridge on this side and we have the freezer on this side with a single opening door.
That's exactly right. So making it nice and easy, you're able to reach all of the things in the fridge side just by going and opening the one door on the right and the freezer on the left. Really, really simple. You don't have to crouch down or reach really hard to find places. It's as simple as that.
I love that. I don't have to sit on the floor anymore to get to the back of my freezer or bend over every single time I need to get something out of my freezer. This is the fridge for me. Shall we tell you a little bit about the deal? Because the deal is incredible. From a brand like Samsung, you are getting quality. And here we go, item number 300547. This is 676 litres. This is family size, side-by-side fridge. This is Samsung at its best. You've got a non-plumbed water dispenser, which is incredible. So if you move houses, you don't have to spend another couple of grand getting a plumber in to fit and fix taps and all the rest. We'll show you the capacity of that water dispenser is huge. Let me just tell you, at $2,599, this was an incredible deal because of the quality, because of the Samsung brand, but of course this is Openshop, guys. So we're telling you that the price from us is $1,949. You're going to save $650, but if it is your first purchase, you're going to save more. If it's your first purchase, you get another 10% off that, of course, and you're getting it free express delivery. And that's organised by Samsung. So Samsung are going to deliver it to your door. This is the best of both that combination of Openshop's deal and Samsung's quality. You are getting both brands, which are, you know, quality and tell us a little bit more about the quality.
Well, the quality of the fridge is great. So obviously, the first thing we want to look at is the outside.
Yeah.
What do you think about this finish?
Oh my gosh, it's stunning. Is this not stunning? Most people, well, not all people, but most people have a white plastic fridge, or they have a stainless steel one, which a lot of them are curved and they stick out and they're kind of quite chunky and clunky looking. This is sleek. This is stunning. This is stylish. This looks like it was designed by an interior designer or an interior architect. There are no door handles. I'm not going to walk past it with my dress and get caught. Has that ever happened to you?
No, not in a dress, except that one time, but that was a completely other scenario. Don't worry about it.
Your pants pocket, your jeans pocket. Come on, it's happened once or twice before, I'm sure. Never in a dress. Never in a dress. But it's sleek, it's stunning. Tell me about the colour, Robbie, because to me you call it a matte black. To me it's a pewter black. It's not a heavy dark black. So if people don't have black in their kitchen, they're going to at least have black glass on their oven door, right? Black glass if you've got a ceramic cooktop. So this colour is going to blend in with other appliances in your home.
Absolutely. Now, again, we designed these for Australia, and more Australians are getting completely black appliances. So with that, you might find that your microwave currently is black.
Yeah. Or even the glass on it anyway is going to be black. Even if it's a white or a stainless finish, the bulk of the fascia is going to be black.
That's exactly right. What about a black toaster? What about a black kettle? Everything is going darker. And with this, our matte black finish, what I love about it is it's not shiny.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Samsung, because little finger marks, little fingerprints, and they're not even little people. Sometimes they're the big people. I just blame it on the little people. Finger marks all over the fridge. Well, you know, I have my moments where I'm relaxed about it, but someone will always bring it to my attention, like a family member or a friend that might pop in for a cup of tea and think, oh, gee, she hasn't cleaned the fridge in a while. Thank you, Samsung. It's not going to show the little and the big finger marks all over the front of it. And why is that, Robbie?
So with this, we actually use layered steel, which is the way that we create our finish like this.
So it's a steel finish. It's a steel finish. But why does it not show my finger marks like my old stainless steel?
Oh, so how we do that is we actually layer up many different layers over the top of the stainless steel, so that it means that it's more, what would I say?
A protective layer, like a protective layer?
Yeah, I'd say that it's nearly anti-fingerprint.
An easy clean layer. Thank you, Samsung. So again, this is non-plumbed water dispensing, all around cooling. We're going to get to that. Deodorizing filter, super important when I'm making those bruschetta mixes and I don't want the garlic to permeate all the way through. Let's stay on the outside, Robbie. I love the sleekness, but I've got the gap here. So when I do go to open up the door, I'm not struggling. It's quite a large space here. So I'll get to that in a moment, but to open it, it's super easy. There
Absolutely. And recessed handles as well, again, so you're not actually having things stuck on them or having these ungodly big circular handles that don't look like they fit in. This actually looks like it's designed for your house if it goes into a cavity. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. It is stunning. It is sleek. To me, it looks like it's, you know, a $5,000 or an $8,000 fridge, you know, that will look purpose sort of, or the kitchen would look as though it's purpose built around it, like an integrated fridge without the price tag. And Robbie, when I'm opening that door, the thing that I love as well is it's got a seal all the way around, which is a beautiful quality seal, so obviously that's really important. But I'm not struggling like, you know, trying to release that seal like I have done. You know, at some fridges, you kind of really have to put your elbow grease into opening it.
Yeah.
This was really easy, like just super easy.
Just a couple of fingers as well to open the door. Because, again, some of those fridges at home, it feels like they're vacuum sealed.
That's what I meant.
Right? And you can't actually open them unless, you know, you're a bodybuilder, much like myself. But for other people, for example, this is nice and easy to open for all people of all sizes, kids, older people as well. Nice and easy.
Okay, so can you just explain that to me? So when you open it, you're not going to have bottles clunking and falling out. You're not going to have the eggs falling out of the egg casing. So it's a smooth opening, but it's a fully sealed quality seal.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that is really important to me. The other thing I'm loving is this, because I currently don't have an ice water dispenser. And I tell you what, I've got it in my fridge at home, or I'll just put it out there now. My drawer, my freezer drawer, which is really important because it's half to a third of that whole bottom space. A bag of ice I buy down at the servo, throw it in there, and I've lost a quarter but I need ice. I need to have ice in my drinks. And especially when people turn up to your home in summertime or any time of year, it's the first thing you offer your guests. Can I get you a cold drink? Can I get you a cup of tea, perhaps? You know, to be able to grab a glass, pop it here, dispense some crushed ice, some cubed ice, and some chilled water instantly is hospitality without having to get out the ice cube container, pop them out, have them popping all over the kitchen floor, and no plumber required. So I'm a bit of a gypsy, Robbie. I move a lot, so when I move, A, I can take this fridge with me because it's not integrated, although it looks that it is, and B, it's not plumbed. I don't have to call my plumber and say I need probably a $300 job to disassemble it because I wouldn't know how.
Absolutely, and again, it depends on where you live. For example, I rent at the moment and I wouldn't be able to get that plumbing that costs hundreds of dollars into my fridge space. With this, you can actually put this fridge anywhere you like, simply fill up the water tank on the inside and it automatically dispenses it out of the dispenser right here.
So if you are renting and you need this fridge in your life, like I need this fridge in your life, if you own a home and you don't have that plumbing, jump online, call 13 25 80 at 300 574 at $1,949. You are saving $600, $650 in fact, plus the free delivery. And of course, if this is your first purchase, you will get an additional 10% off. So this is value, this is Samsung quality, and Samsung have been making fridges for a very long time, Robbie. How many years, to your knowledge, or how many decades have Samsung been making fridges for?
Well, I can tell you that Samsung in consumer electronics has been around for about 50 years. And in Australia, again, it's a much loved brand with lots of your home appliances already being Samsung.
They absolutely are. So as you were saying before, you might have a vacuum, you might have a phone, you might have a TV, but Samsung fridges are one of the biggest brands worldwide, right?
That's absolutely true.
And one of the biggest brands here in Australia. Absolutely. So Samsung are well known for their quality and obviously their fridges. So tell us a little bit more about this fridge. I can see on the front it says 10-year warranty on the compressor. No brand worldwide would give you a 10-year warranty unless they're making incredible quality.
Yeah, so how that actually works is the brain of the fridge, the actual heart of it, is called the compressor. And with that, it actually has pretty much a 10-year parts warranty on it, so that you actually have peace of mind. Further down the track, if anything were to go wrong with that main part, we'd actually replace that part for you.
Boom, that is Samsung. That is why Openshop have got Samsung. Now let's have a look inside this fridge. I'm going to open up the door all the way. I love this fridge. I love this fridge because I can open it properly all the way, right? Because you need to get in there, and especially when you're having a party and there's often a couple of people helping get platters out and bits and pieces, there's room. Right?
Absolutely.
It's a huge opening. For a family-sized fridge, 676 litre capacity, to me it's a really good split of space. You've got the bulk of it there in your fridge, but you've still got a really hefty freezer space here as well.
Yeah, there's lots of customers out there that love to have food, for example, like leftovers, and they like to meal prep. Having that in your freezer makes like life great, right? You can have all of that food ready to go, and so all you have to do is defrost it.
That's exactly right. Look, when you do have a large family, even if you've got a small family, you'd have to be as organised as you possibly can. So food prepping's brilliant. Having your leftovers is brilliant, whether the leftovers are in the fridge or whether they're in the freezer. I am loving that I don't have to sit on the floor to get into my freezer anymore. Hallelujah. Look, I have had, and look, people like different fridges for different reasons. I have had a French door fridge before. Freezer drove me crazy. I had to get rid of it because I had to bring one drawer out before I got the other drawer out, and then the other drawer would keep sliding over because it was full of food. Didn't do that in the shop when I bought it, I tell you. Did not do that in the shop. It was a trick. And then when it was full, it'd keep sliding, and it drove me crazy, but I didn't have the space for this size fridge. However, Samsung, in their knowledge, Samsung, they're pretty clever people there, those design engineers. What you guys have managed to do is make the outer casing smaller, thinner, so that the capacity, the internal capacity and size is larger. However, there is no compromise on cooling effect. There is no compromise on quality. You've got new technology in this fridge. So this is one of the latest.
Absolutely.
Tell me about the new technology and that thinner casing, but that quality that Samsung deliver.
Right, so a really, really important component of your fridge is the insulation, which basically means the outside of it that actually keeps cool air in and makes sure that hot air doesn't come in as well. So if you actually just look up here, what you'll see is we actually have some really, really thin insulation that goes all the way around the fridge. What that means is there's more space inside for your groceries. What would you like more space for?
Food in general, really.
Food in general, sure.
Food in general, we've got a big family. In summertime, it's always the cold bottles of drink that seem to take up more space in the fridge. Christmas, the leg ham. The Sunday roast, I want the big platter. And then in wintertime, I guess it's my casserole pot. So it's my leftover inner pot from my slow cooker. So generally, all year round, I need space, Robbie.
Absolutely. Well, you know, with SpaceMax technology, you actually get that. So again, there's more space on the inside so you can put more of the food that you love. But you're probably thinking, hang on, Robbie, if it's thinner insulation, does that actually mean it's worse? Is it not going to keep my food cold, right? Mm-hmm. But with that, we've still maintained a 3-star energy rating.
Brilliant.
And this is great for customers because energy concerns are really important.
Yes.
And also keeping your food fresh is super important.
Well, look, fridges in general are an appliance that are on 24/7. It's not like a dishwasher that's on here and there or a washing machine that's on here and there. Fridges are on 24/7, 7 days a week. So they are one of the largest energy consumers of products or electrical products in your home. So to have a 3-star rating is huge, Robbie. It's
Absolutely.
huge. Because just so that you understand, guys, they judge this on kilowatts per minute of use, and so to have 3 stars, we're talking about a fridge that's not chewing lots of electricity. We're talking about a fridge that obviously has that new technology to allow us larger capacity on the outside, thinner casing on the outside because of the Samsung R&D technology, right?
Absolutely. And what does that actually mean for your customers though? It means if you've only got a specific space, your cavity space, if you get this fridge, you actually get in more food on the inside than you would a conventional model.
Awesome.
It gives you more food without having to get a bigger fridge.
Love it.
That you might not even fit.
Love it. Okay, so when we talk about the size of this, we're going to get to the actual measurements in a moment. So if anyone out there is thinking about grabbing this fridge, it is a beautiful fridge. It is a functional fridge. It is the latest in technology. You're getting smaller outer casing, larger capacity. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to have it chock-a-block all the time. You know, even if it is just the festive season, the New Year's party, the Easter, the Christmas, you've got the space there to use. You don't have to have a second fridge in the garage or a bar fridge out the back. You can have just this one appliance that can take you 7 days a week, all year round, fresh, cold, crisp water and ice. If you would like to order one of these in your home, in your kitchen, this is the 676 litre, side by side, in the black matte finish with that non-stick without the fingerprint finish. The item number that you're going to need is 300574, saving $650, so huge saving. $1,949 is the cost, but you're going to get free express delivery, and if it is your first, it's going to be delivered by Samsung. Look, it may not be express, but it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. And if it is your first purchase, you will get an additional 10% off that price. Now, we are going to look at the history of Samsung. It's really interesting. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to have a look inside the fridge and freezer. It is that peace of mind quality when you're buying Samsung. You are buying decades and decades of knowledge. You are also buying a tech company's product. So Samsung are making fridges. They're also making technology. And Robbie, this fridge has some incredible technology. Can you tell us a little bit about the technology in this fridge?
Well, where do we start? What I really want to talk about first is about food freshness, okay? So what you need to know is, in your fridge, typically conventional models will have maybe 1 or 2 vents where the cool air comes out. This fridge here actually has pretty much a vent on every shelf, which means you get even cooling corner to corner of the fridge. Doesn't that make more sense?
Absolutely, it makes more sense. I mean, why don't other brands do that? Is it expensive to manufacture?
Oh, look, I can't speak for them, but I'll tell you what though, making sure that your food is remaining fresh is such an important thing for us.
Well, it is, because things don't go off as quickly. And the other thing, Robbie, is that you don't want to be putting your lettuce on a shelf where it's going to end up iced, right? You want to be putting your food where it's getting, you know, in most fridges you sort of think, well, it's coolest at the bottom, so I've got to put the meat at the bottom and I've got to put the cheese over there. So what it means is it doesn't really matter how I organise my fridge, because I'm getting the same temperature control on every single shelf.
That's exactly right. You don't want in the fridge section to have food that is freezing up, because that's really annoying. You don't want to have frost developing in certain sections and other places where food's going off a little bit too often. With the fridge, again, even cooling from the top to the bottom, so your food stays fresh.
Absolutely love it. So we don't want any warm milk. We don't want any food that's going to go off before it should. The fridge is there to protect your food. The fridge is there to protect your health as well. We need it at the right temperature zone. And talking about temperature zones, I can see this beautiful little digital panel on the side here, which shows fridge. It's got a vacation button. I'm going to ask you what that means. It's got freezer and it's digital. So can I just touch it to change the temperatures easily?
Absolutely.
I don't need a uni degree. I don't need to get out the instruction book. I don't need to look at YouTube. I can press the button. Thank you, Samsung.
You don't need a dial. You don't need anything. You can actually do it really easily on the fridge.
Show me how I do that?
Let's do that.
Okay.
So for example, let's go, let's just make sure the lock is not on. We'll turn this bad boy off
And the lock's on there so that my toddlers, which are not toddlers anymore, so that my little ones can't come and press the buttons and damage. Awesome technology.
There you go.
So that's easy as pressing it on and pressing it off. Couple of seconds.
Very simple. Hold it for 3 seconds to turn the lock off.
Lovely.
And if you want to actually change any of the temperatures, like freezer, turn the ice maker on or off if you're not using it.
Yes.
Or, for example, just adjust your fridge temperature.
That's easy.
Let's get cool. It's
Dead
as simple as clicking
easy,
a button.
absolutely easy. Now, the other button I can see on that panel there is a door alarm button, and we can disarm the door alarm button when we're having a party.
That's
because
exactly
the fridge might stay open and it's going to drive me crazy.
Yeah, right now we've had the doors open for a minute or two,
Right.
and what would typically happen is the door alarm would start to go off and make a very annoying sound. But if you've got the doors open when you're packing it, you can turn that off quite easily.
Great. So that is incredible technology again, because you're not going to leave your door ajar and things aren't at the right temperature. Or like I did once, true story, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, I don't know how it happened, but I accidentally left my fridge open this much before I shot off overseas for 2 weeks. When I opened the door to my house, I thought there was perhaps a dead possum in the house. I didn't know what on earth the smell was. The fridge had to go. It actually had to get thrown away.
There we go.
Had I had a door alarm button on, I would have heard it before I left the house.
That would have been very convenient, wouldn't it?
It cost me a lot of money to buy a new fridge and also to get rid of hundreds of dollars of
champagne bottles, I'm guessing.
Champagne. The champagne would have kept. That would have kept. I would have given it a rinse off and use that again. I wouldn't have thrown that away. Speaking of champagne bottles, Robbie, I noticed that there's a wine rack in this fridge, as well as huge holding compartments in the door, which I'll get to in a moment. But can you walk me through the importance of having a wine rack holder inside the fridge in that spot? Is it more important to be there?
Look, it's not, where you put it really doesn't matter, but what it does matter though is that you don't want your bottles of wine that you spent a lot of money on rattling around in your door bins.
Yes, or on your glass shelf.
On your glass shelf, or also just taking up space, because as you can see, they're actually quite hefty, right?
Yeah.
So with this, you can actually have a wine rack here where all your wine is safely secured in its own spot.
Okay.
But maybe some of your customers don't drink wine, and that's fine.
Yep.
You can actually just simply slide that out and you don't use it. Only use it when you need to.
Well, you could put some spare bottles. You could put some bottles of mineral water if you wanted to, or soft drink, or or anything else. Really, you could use it for some white wine vinegar or anything like that. But we've also got these incredible glass shelves, which are A, quality. They're not plastic, they're not wire, so if there is a spillage, it's not going to drip through the whole fridge, which is great. Are they adjustable can I take one out? Say I had my big tall pot there with my casserole, I can simply just slide one out, pop my big casserole pot in.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
All of our shelves are adjustable within our side-by-side, which means you can take them out if you need to. If you've got really, really big items, maybe the boys are coming around and you want to put nearly a whole slab of beer in there.
Oh,
you can.
Now you're talking footy season
nice
in my
easy.
house. Yes, yes, indeed. Absolutely. And Christmas and New Year's Eve and Australia Day. There's going to be at least a half a dozen occasions in my home where that's when that's needed. So thank you, Samsung. The case of slab of beer can go straight in there. I can take a glass shelf out. Now, speaking of drinks, this is very interesting to me. So we've got 4.5 litre capacity. Boom. That is huge. That is, this is your normal jug, right? Your jug that you're going to put in your door is probably going to be about 1.5 litres. This is 4.5 litres. This is non-plumbed. This is a simple, easy dispensing water and ice supply. This is the diagram of Samsung's technology. How this works is A, that water compartment is in your fridge, staying chilled, staying cooled. When I get my glass or my jug, because it's 4.5 litres, I could fill a jug to go and pop on the table, a carafe. When I pop that on the dispenser, Robbie, it's going to instantly draw straight from that water compartment up, down and through that channel quietly, chilled and instantly. It seems too good to be true to me here. What's missing?
No, you're absolutely right, and I think you're doing such a great job of this. Maybe I won't have to come back next time. There we go. But what I absolutely love by that explanation is it's convenient. It is super convenient to have water when you want it. You don't have to drill additional plumbing, and if you live in a place where you can't get any plumbing, this is perfect. You can put your fridge anywhere. And again, it will draw those 4.5 litres of water up and out the door, so you don't have to do anything really.
Absolutely brilliant. And of course, the plastic housing that is sitting in is BPA free. So we are housing that in a super healthy compartment within your fridge. This is Samsung technology. This is the latest. This is a very new fridge in their range. And of course, it's sleek. It looks integrated. This is affordable luxury. It's gorgeous. It's easy clean. But of course, it's the technology that Samsung make and deliver. Samsung are a tech company, right? They're making smartphones. They're making all sorts of gadgets and things that just about do everything, in your home for you. This fridge has some of the latest technology in refrigeration built in. So we've got that smart, cool section so that every single shelf are getting that beautiful cold air. Rather than the top being super chilled and the bottom it's got to kind of filter down, Samsung are delivering it customised to each and every shelf. So we are fresher, we are crisper, and we are better than perhaps your fridge that you've currently got in your home. Now, Robbie, I had my smelly fridge that I had to throw away after the holiday disaster. That couldn't be rectified. That couldn't be salvaged or saved. That had gone to God. That was a summertime disaster. However, if I had garlic food or very pungent aromatic spices and so on, cut onions can stink out a fridge, or if something goes off. What is the sanitizer that's in there and how does it work? I can see it.
We actually have an inbuilt deodorizer, and I absolutely love this feature. And so garlic's a really good example. But let me give you another one. What about seafood?
Well,
seafood can
mussels
be,
and...
Now, do you want that seafood smell going through all your other food? Probably
no, thank you.
So we have this deodorizer. It sits just in here. You can see it right there. What that allows us to do is it actually takes out air in your fridge, passes through the deodorizer, it then captures that odour.
So it's like a filter?
Exactly like a filter.
And what have I got to do? Do I take it out and give it a wash? What do I need to do? Or does it just work magically and I don't have to do anything?
It just works magically. You don't have to do anything. How cool is that?
Peace of mind. I am buying Samsung quality. I am buying a fridge now that's going to take away the stinky stinks out of my fridge. Samsung are giving me everything that I'm going to leave. I mean, it's important to have a good looking fridge, but it's about that functionality, right? And it's about that technology. Now we're going to move down to the shelf below that. So we're talking about the water tank. We are now in the vegetable crispers. So veggies and fruit are going to go into either or either. Is there a methodology to it? Should I be putting fruit fruit in one and veggies in another, or does it not matter?
Well, that's the best part. You can actually organise the fridge your way, however you want it. So with that, you can have maybe all of your fresh meats. Maybe it's deli meats you can have here.
Okay.
You can have some bigger things like pumpkin at the bottom. You can do it however you want.
Okay, so there's no rules.
No, there's no rules. But even better, you actually get such a large size.
It's
so let me pull these out.
huge.
Look how deep this is. There is
Huge.
so much space for all of your fresh food.
Family size. We are 676 litres here, guys. We are Samsung technology. We are Samsung quality. Side-by-side fridges. For me, means I don't have to sit down on the floor to get into my freezer. I can reach in easily, grab what it is that I need, and of course I'm going to put my most readily used items in my top 3 shelves and my least used down the bottom, right? That's
Absolutely.
how I'm going to organise my freezer. But I'm in my freezer a couple of times a day, right? A couple of times a day. I don't need to literally almost sit on the floor to get to the back of it, dig around. It's hard work. This is going to be a breeze. This is going to be an absolute breeze. But again, with the fridge, the drawers, that drawer height is a great height. I'm barely bending over. That's what I'm going to use my most common fruits and vegetables.
Sure.
And I'd probably put my meats underneath there. I've got more than enough storage for at least the week's grocery shop. And over the holiday period, well, I can probably just load it up that little bit more. I don't want to get out to the shops as much as I probably have to, but I've got enough capacity in there to really load that up. And then right at the very bottom there, it does come out quite a way, Robbie.
Yeah, so we've done that on purpose. Why we've done that is so that you can actually fit bigger items in and easily as well.
Yeah.
What you find with some other brands, they don't actually allow you to come all the way out.
Yes.
With this, you can put something as big as that.
So if that's sitting at the back there, ladies and gents, I can literally lean in, grab it and take it out. And what I've noticed is when I close this up, see this little lever on the top, see this little seal here? When I pull that open, little automatic opening door. So it fully seals. So of course, if this is something that you want in your home, in your kitchen, you got to get on the phone lines, ladies and gents, 13 25 80. You can tap the app, but you're going to have to be quick because this is the latest in Samsung technology, right? Summertime is here. I mean, fridges, we need them all year round, but in summer, that seems to be when things get a little bit sad in the fridge sometimes. Sometimes the fridge isn't working to its full capacity, or when it is being opened and closed many, many times a day, that's when people realise that perhaps it's not working as well as it used to. Perhaps the seals are starting to get old and leaky. This is an opportunity to get the latest in technology with an incredible design, all the way from Samsung, delivered free to your door. And of course, if it's your first purchase, you're going to get 10% off that $1,949, $650 saving, plus another 10% if it is your first purchase. So we're also offering double bonus points. So at Openshop, we have an incredible reward system where you get double rewards, which go into a little, we'll call it like a little bank account. It's your little account, and they're dollars. And you can spend them on another purchase the next month. So it's real, tangible bonus points. All right, guys, all you have to do is call us now on 13 25 80. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this, and we're going to go through the freezer and show you how awesome it is.
Chairman Lee Kun-hee once told his executives to change everything but your family. By 2012, Samsung would spend over $10 billion in that year on research and development and become one of the top 10 ranked global brands. The heart of every home is the kitchen. The heart of every kitchen is its fridge, letting food bring families together since 1938.
And it is all about Samsung quality. It is all about Samsung technology. Robbie, Samsung have been making appliances for decades, but they're one of the world's biggest fridge brands. Why is that?
Well, I think a lot of your customers will know us from other appliances that they have in the house, but we truly make appliances that are smart. And by smart, I mean our fridges. Everything we have made in them is incredibly switched on for the customer, meaning the cooling system, the sensors that detect the temperature and humidity, things like that. We have thought of everything to make sure the customer gets the best product.
So when you think of a fridge, it's not just a fridge, there's technology in this fridge, right?
That's exactly right. And what you actually find with a lot of other fridges is it's just something that blows cold air at your food.
Right.
But with Samsung, we actually try to keep your food fresher for longer.
Okay, question. Can you explain to me what a digital inverter is?
Yeah.
Why is it in a fridge? Why is it important? What is it?
Right, so a digital inverter compressor is basically the heart of the machine. That's the actual refrigerant that makes it run around and actually cool down all of your food. So our digital inverter compressor runs at a variable speed, which means that it can actually adjust on the go without having to strain itself.
Wow.
But why is that important?
Yes, why?
Conventional machines are on or off. So you hear that, have you heard that before?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
That was probably the fridge that ended up in council cleanup after my holiday.
That's exactly right.
You'd be sitting there, if it was quiet, you could actually you'd think, what is that noise in the kitchen?
Absolutely.
So does that mean that this is going to be quieter?
Yeah, so digital inverter compressors are typically more quieter, and we have been standing here for quite a few minutes now.
I haven't heard it with the door open.
Have you heard it?
I have not heard it kick in. Okay, so we're talking about technology. We're talking about a quieter system. Question, Robbie, if you were saying it adjusts, it constantly adjusts rather than running at one, kick in, kick out, thermostat on, thermostat off. If I'm in a home where I've got fully ducted aircon and I hit the aircon on and of course the house drops temperature by 5 or 6 degrees, it's not going to matter, it just adjusts itself around that. That's a silly question, isn't it?
It's not a silly question, but you're absolutely right. It does. It actually uses multiple sensors, as I mentioned before, on the outside and the inside, which means it's always adjusting the power level to what you need.
Okay, so it's more about how much we open the fridge door and what the temperature setting is rather than the ambient room temperature?
No, but you are right though. If it's a 40-degree day, the fridge will adjust its temperature accordingly to make sure that none of your food spoils.
Thank you. I thought there was a method to my madness. I wasn't sure. Sometimes the questions I ask, no one else in the room is asking. It's only me that's thinking them. But
no, as I said, I think you're trying to take my job. It's unbelievable.
Speaking of I'm in love with this fridge. I am in love with this fridge. Now, Robbie, could you tell me about the freezer? Because I have never had a side-by-side freezer. I measured my space. When I knew we were doing this show today, I measured my space and I thought, hallelujah, Samsung, I can fit a side-by-side in the space I've got without adjusting my cabinetry, without rebuilding my kitchen, without taking off my bulkhead. No plaster has to go, no plumbing has to go. Tell me about the sizing, because I was fascinated that I can get this capacity in this size, width and height. So everyone at home, get a tape measure. This is 91.2 centimetres. We're under a metre, guys. 91.2 centimetres wide. Robbie, how much space do I need? Because 91.2 is what the fridge is, but I've got to open the fridge doors, right? And I want them open all the way. So what do I need to fit this in my home?
Well, really, really simply, a good rule of thumb is that this fridge can fit in your house with a couple of centimetres on each side, the top and the back. And that's as simple as that.
So if you've got a 1 metre space, ladies and gents, hallelujah, this is your new kitchen best friend, right? When we're talking about the height is, I've forgotten my height measurements because my most important was width, because I probably could get rid of my top cabinet. I didn't say that to my partner. I didn't dare tell him that was going to go. He would have had a heart attack. But the height is 1.78.
Yes.
Right.
So that's really important.
Okay. So what is the average height allowance in Australia? Because you said this is built for Australian conditions.
That's absolutely right.
Right. What's the average height for a fridge space in a house?
Right. So where your bulkhead typically sits in Australia is 1,800 high. So that is the average. We've designed this fridge to be 1,780 mils, which means it can fit in to the average Australian home.
Samsung, you have thought of everything. And this is where Samsung is that little bit different from the rest. This is why Samsung is a phenomenon worldwide. It is a brand that people recognise, that people respect, not just for its looks, for its technology. And of course, this has been built from the ground up with new technology for us right here in Australia. This wasn't built for the American market. This was not built for the Japanese market. This is an Aussie fridge for Aussie conditions, right? So it can fit in my house. Thank you very much, Samsung. Talking of freezer, I am so excited to have this freezer, to be able to grab what I need without having to get down on the floor every single time. Space-wise, Robbie, I can remove a glass shelf if I need to?
Absolutely. If you want more space, you can take one of these shelves out nice and simply. What I absolutely love about the side-by-sides is, as you can see here, it's nice open space where you can stack, which means if you have all of those takeaway containers, all of those tubs of ice creams and kids' snacks, things like that, you're able to organise this exactly how you want.
Love that. And look, the ice cream tubs, I do say, are for the kids, but I must admit the adults quite often enjoy the ice creams as well, Robbie, in my household in particular. And normally in my household, I get those big bags of Zupa Dupas for summertime, and the big boxes of icy poles and paddle pops and all the awesome stuff, the summertime treats. So I can now stick them in there without the kids having to drag, you know, the freezer that's on the top or the freezer that's on the bottom. The little kids with the freezers on the top has to get a chair, bring it over, get up on the chair, open it up, dive in the back of it to get their Zupa Duper. No more.
How easy would it be if you've got your kids, nieces and nephews? At the bottom there is specific zones where you can actually have your kids' stuff. So maybe it is the Zupa Dupas in this drawer. Unfortunately for kids at home, we've actually filled it with vegetables, so I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, kids.
But
Robbie's trying to keep you all nice and healthy. He's thinking of the tooth fairy, kids. But when we do close this one, Robbie, as well, you've got that seal. So see that seal where I open it? I don't know if the camera can get that. So I'm going to close it, and it is locked, sealed, locked and loaded, ladies and gents. So again, if you are putting something in there that's in hot temperature zone, because you can get your inner pot from your casserole, you can get your inner pot from your slow cooker, and you can actually pop it in hot. So the freezer will bring it down to temperature in a safe cooling zone, and it will freeze in there. So next time you can take it out in that inner pot, pop it straight into your slow cooker or pop it straight into your pressure cooker, and away you go. It can happen in those drawers, and then it's sealed. It's not going to get the smell all the way through. Now, right here on my left hand, Robbie, this is a really important part for me because I don't currently have one of these at home. This is an ice making machine. I don't have to go down to the 7-Eleven and get a bag of ice every other week now. Talk to me about this ice system. How does it work? Because we're not plumbed.
Well, once again, this is where the genius of Samsung comes into play. So much like we looked at before, we have our 4.5 litre water tank just down here. That takes the water from the tank, it comes up to the top, and then actually makes the ice here. So again, you don't need any plumbing or to have a separate zone for it. It does it all automatically.
Absolutely brilliant. So let me just, I'm just getting my head around this. I don't have to fill up the ice machine with water in there, or I don't have to fill up my little ice cube containers and crack them and break them.
No.
Like I've seen other brands, you have to make ice and you put it in there. It's kind of like a dispenser, right? This brings my water up, brings it into a chamber, makes ice cubes, and then drops them down into a little compartment.
That's exactly right.
So basically, I don't have to do anything.
No, all you have to do is occasionally fill up the water tank on the inside, and that is it.
And because it's 4.5 litre capacity, we are talking about water all day, we're talking about ice all day, and it's right here on the fridge door. Now, Robbie, there are 3 little buttons which I can just touch. See its little sensor touch? This is Samsung, guys. Come on, this is quality. Crushed ice, touch the button. Cubed ice, there we go. Straight over to water. So if I want some crushed ice, I'm going to go like this, pop my glass there, it's going to go, you know, dispense, hit the water button and then tap it again, and I'm going to get my automatic. Now, for the littlies, you've got a lock button there. Samsung, how does that work? Do we just press the button for 3 seconds and it locks so no one can come and touch and
That's exactly right.
have fun with a fountain in the kitchen?
No, the last thing you want is your swimming pool being taken from the outside into the kitchen on the floor. So
Yes.
that lock button locks everything off so you don't have any water leaking out.
Mums and dads and grandmas and grandpas love you right now. Okay, so shall I get a glass? I might get a glass and give that a little try. Oh, did we have some glasses in here?
I think we did actually. Maybe I'll grab you one.
We did. We put some glasses in there.
That's
now,
yours.
Thank you.
mine.
Now, Troy was telling us before the show that he comes from Queensland, and Troy said, now, Gab, in Queensland, you need big freezers. And I kind of went, yeah, okay, well, I think we all need big freezers regardless of state. And he said to me that in Queensland, glasses go in the freezer so that they're chilled, they're nice and cold to hold on your hands. And then, of course, when you get your water, it just keeps that average temperature up. So these guys, whether it's your Pilsner glasses, whether it's your champagne glasses, lady, or whether it's just ladies, I should say, or whether it's just your tumblers, right? Pop it on there. Is the lock on?
No.
There we go. I'm new to this ice water fridge door thing. I'm new to it. Okay. So there we go, Robbie. So
How's that? Maybe I'll have some as well.
this is going to be an absolute winner in my home. Number one, I don't have to keep saying, who put the jug back in the fridge empty? Who put the jug back in the fridge empty? My jug's maybe 1.25 or 1.5 litres. What about all the space I'm going to save without having to have all my water bottles lined up in one of my door spaces on the door, right? I've got that 4.5 capacity. I've got instant ice. I don't have to go and spend a $5 down at the 7-Eleven every other week and take up probably a quarter, I'd say a quarter of my freezer compartment is with ice. I'm now going to have it automatically. Robbie, what would you say about the ice and water compartment?
I think that is really convenient for everybody, again, having automatic ice and water ready to go at any time. But there's another benefit that we didn't really talk about, and you probably didn't hear it.
Oh.
It's super quiet.
Oh, it is quiet.
So with that as well, if it's the middle of the night and you come out and you just want to get that nice glass of water, all you really hear is the trickling of the actual machine.
That's so true, Robbie. So this is Samsung. This is Samsung technology. This is Samsung quality, and it's right here at Openshop. So if you feel that you want one of these or you need one of these in your home, in your kitchen, look, guys, why wait? This is quality. It's one of the latest in the Samsung lineup. It's sleek, it's stunning looking, and the capacity, 676 litres. It's family size, side by side, Samsung at its best. Item number 300574, saving $650, $1,949 plus. Free delivery by Samsung, plus it gets better, an additional 10%. And just remember, doesn't matter where you live in Australia, Samsung are going to get it to your door. How good is that? If you are an Openshop first-time customer, we're going to give you another 10% off plus bonus double rewards points, right? It just keeps getting better. Shopping here at Openshop means that you are getting quality items. You're getting them express or free delivery from Samsung. And of course, those double rewards points mean that you've got money in the kitty for next month. We're going to show you a clip about Samsung. And when we come back, we're going to go all over the highlighted features again to make your decision that bit easier. For me, decision made. I'm sold. Hopefully you will be too. We'll be back in a moment. Samsung for technology, Samsung for quality, Samsung for style and looks. I challenge you to find a better looking fridge with the features that this fridge has under $3,000 out there. I challenge you, go and have a look. This is incredible quality, incredible value. For me, it's the capacity, it's the functionality, it's the features I don't have in my home at the moment that I don't need to get a plumber in. Robbie, for those that are just having, you know, their last minute decision, they've measured up, they know they've got a metre space, they know they've got 1.75 high. Tell me the main features of this beautiful, beautiful fridge.
All right, well, let's start with the obvious one. It is the outside. So it has its matte black finish, and this is a fridge that looks unbelievable and will match other items in your home. And it looks integrated as well. It actually looks like it's purpose-built for your kitchen.
I agree.
So I think it's a really sexy fridge.
Look, in terms of fridges, hello, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the non-fingerprint finish, and tell me about that.
So with that, we use layered steel at Samsung, and with our matte black finish here, it actually reduces fingerprints due to the way that it's made, which means if you have little ones running around and they're putting their grubby little fingers on everything, it's actually a lot harder to see.
Yeah, look, if you look closely, you will see some little finger marks, but it is nothing in comparison to a stainless steel fridge, and nothing in comparison to if you have a high shine finish on those white plastic fridges. It is incredible. Look, you're still going to have to give it a wipe down every now and again, but far less. It's just going to look cleaner, which is fabulous. And so the technology that comes with it, we've got a 10-year warranty on the digital inverter, and you explained the digital inverter beautifully to me before. It means that we've got new technology and it doesn't kick in like my old fan that I'd hear kick in and kick out. It doesn't go clunk on, clunk off. It's always moving, sort of adjusting itself. Is that the right way to describe it?
Yeah, absolutely. Our digital inverter motor, or compressor I should say, actually runs at a variable speed. So it doesn't need to go at 100% and then turn off. It actually does what it needs to using all the wonderful sensors of the fridge. It works only to what it needs. So that's a 10-year parts warranty. Samsung is giving you guys at home peace of mind if you have this fridge long term.
Absolutely, and you are buying Samsung quality. You are buying a fridge that you're going to have for many, many, many years. Now, we're going to talk about all-round cooling, Robbie, and when we talk about all-round cooling, first of all, I have to open the door, no door handle, sleek finish. You've got the gap in there, which is, look, it's large enough. I don't know if you can see my hand from there to there. So you don't have to kind of find the spot. You just pop your hand in, and it is a full seal all the way around. Look, from the inside of the door, from there, it's not just across the top and down the outside. It's along the bottom, and it's also on the inside of this door that opens all the way up, so I can get right in there. The other thing I love being able to open the door all the way up, if I've got a large platter, right, and if this only opens to here, right, I can't get it out because that's blocking my entry and exit point. So we open that all the way up. Tell me about that cooling system, how it's delivered to all the different shelves.
Right, so in conventional models, what you're going to find is they may have 1 or 2 vents at the top.
Yes.
And with that, they're just waiting for gravity to use the work and actually take that cool air down. While in all-around cooling, we actually have vents, multiple vents on every level, and they can cool corner to corner as it's really evenly distributing that cool air.
Love it. So basically the technology means that we're keeping our food fresher for longer.
Absolutely.
Awesome technology. Okay, so we're also looking at a control panel there, which is digital, which is on the door there. We can touch it and we can adjust it, we can lock it, so little fingers don't get in there and make changes that we don't want it to. We can have the door alarm on, we can have the door alarm off if it's driving you crazy at the touch of a button. No university degree needed to be able to adjust this, ladies and gents. No instruction manual book needed to learn this. Tell me about the adjustability. And we've got power cool and we've got power freeze. What does that mean?
Oh, I'm going to teach you something really cool today. So inside here, you'll actually see power cool and power freeze.
Oh yes, I can see that now.
If you actually just hold this button, let's use the fridge for example. I'm going to hold that for 3 seconds. You'll hear a chime. If I've unlocked it. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
And what this is actually going to do is, this is now going to set the fridge to maximum power mode so that you can cool those drinks down fast.
Love it.
So you have those bottles of champagne, you get home, it's a warm day, pop them in here, turn on power cool, and your drinks are cooling down rapidly.
Absolutely love it. So if the case of beer's been in the boot, ladies and gents, or the couples of bottles of champagne have come out of the shelf, they haven't been in the fridge, and you're going to someone's house or someone turns up to your house, they're chilled down super fast. This is rapid cooling technology. What about the freezer? How does the freezer work? Because I noticed that there's a button, I didn't notice it before. You've got the same button there, power freeze?
Well, it actually works exactly the same. So with that, you just hold freezer for 3 seconds, find the freezer button, hold that, and then with that as well, that's going to start rapidly cooling down your freezer space. So a great example of this is you actually get home from the shops, and with that, you have that ice cream, it's already started to melt a little bit.
Oh, that's a sad moment.
Isn't that sad? It's like, oh no, these Kit Kat ice creams are now useless. But you can pop them in here and they're going to start to cool down rapidly because it puts it on maximum power mode.
Absolutely intelligence at its best. This is new technology in our fridge. This is new technology in our freezer. This is Samsung quality. Samsung are a tech company. They are one of the world's largest brands. They are one of the world's largest brands in refrigeration. And this machine, this beautiful machine, has been built from the ground up with new technology. So we've got a smaller outer casing, but we're not compromising compromising on quality. This is built for the Australian market, so we're not having those big chunky outer casings. We're getting more capacity on the inside, more fridge space on the inside, more freezer space on the inside. You've got that rapid cooling technology in your fridge and in your freezer. You've got a non-plumbed 4.5 litres. 4.5 litres, and it's going to make the ice for you. You don't have to put in the ice cubes and take it out and break it out. Press the button, whether it's crushed ice, cubed ice or cold water, it's going to deliver. And of course there's a child safety lock on that, so little fingers can't make waterfalls all over your beautiful floors. So if this is a product that you need like I do, here's how you order. Jump on the phones, 13 25 80. If this is your first purchase, you will get an additional 10% off your first purchase. There's already $650 off the price, $1,949. It will be delivered free to your door from Samsung. Robbie, I'm loving this fridge, and thank you so much for all of your input and all of your knowledge.
No worries, thank you so much for having me.
Enjoy your fridge, ladies and gents. Thanks for staying with us.